Let's jump into Sleepwalker issue number 2 and check out Sleepwalker, but more importantly, check out the first appearance of 8-Ball. At the beginning of Jed MacKay's Moon Knight, 8-Ball is the first named villain we run across. But by issue number 25, Jed MacKay and company enact their master plan to make me and many others love 8-Ball, who was this goofy villain turned into guy trying to do good. Anyway, back to issue 2, we're still getting to know that character, and we also get a profile on Rick Sheridan, this character who Sleepwalker uses to come into the real world when he sleep, i.e. Sleepwalker. And of course, when Rick Sheridan wakes up, Sleepwalker has to go back down into his dimension. And as you can see, it's doing a number on his personal life. He kind of knows who or what the Sleepwalker is, and so like the kids in Nightmare on Elm Street, he's trying not to sleep. But you can't not sleep forever, so he accidentally falls asleep on a bench outside, and out comes the Sleepwalker to learn about our world, including learning what crime and criminals are all about. And I love this panel where this random pickpocket tells the Sleepwalker that crime happens all the time and no one can stop it. And Sleepwalker says, until now, declaring himself some sort of hero. And here comes 8-Ball and his crew of other balls. And although Sleepwalker knows he wants to fight crime, he doesn't exactly know what that entails yet, and he doesn't exactly know what villains are capable of yet. He learns pretty quick. We also find out that 8-Ball isn't this grand villain intent on taking over the world. He was actually an engineer, very brilliant, very good at his job, but he was in over his head in gambling debts, and his job thought that he may be selling secrets in order to settle his gambling debts, and they let him go. And that leads to this life of crime, including this custom pool stick with engineering technology in it that ends up being very destructive. But then it seems like 8-Ball has maybe underestimated his opponent a little bit, and I gotta admit, there's a good bit of action going on here, right before the cops get here and mess everything up. Now, the cops are here for 8-Ball, so they assume, even though he looks strange, that Sleepwalker is on their side. But as Rick wakes up, Sleepwalker disappears, and so does 8-Ball and his crew, leading the police to think that Sleepwalker was pretending to be fighting 8-Ball and actually helped 8-Ball and his crew escape. And that's how we wrapped up Sleepwalker issue number 2 and the first appearance of 8-Ball. And 8-Ball's origin was interesting, because he's not some crazy psychotic villain that leaves him open to eventually turning around and it not being such a stretch. So when 8-Ball says he doesn't want to be the guy that everyone thought he was anymore, you can take that to the bank. Just not the bank he robbed.